Hi and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Dark. This is the last episode of season 1, episode 10, Alpha und Omega, or Alpha and Omega. That's not like that's very easy to translate. We just watched episode 9, and we were actually planning on stopping after that and going to bed, but we just can't now. We need to watch the last one because we're so into this, so curious, and we want to wrap season 1 tonight. Even though I'm sure as soon as we're done watching the last episode, we're gonna be like, we want to watch the first episode of season 2. But yeah, that's
gonna be.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a break after this episode. But yeah, and we talked at length in the last video about episode 9. So is there anything that you want to mention before we start this one, or do you just want to jump straight in and then talk at length afterwards?
I still have so many questions, so it's impossible to say just something.
Yes, if we start talking, then we're just gonna keep on going.
I really hope
keep
we're
on adding
gonna
stuff.
have just a little bit more answers to the questions, but I think there's about maybe 1,000 questions right now, and I think maybe we'll get answers to like 10 of them. So
and then we'll get 100 new questions.
Yeah, and that will be transferred onto the next season. So
yes.
Let's just hope for the 10 answers.
Yes. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. But she said he hadn't been there for over a month or something, right?
Over a year?
Over a year, yeah, that might be. Oh. I'm still curious as to how he and Ulrich's father messed up. Like,
Gott gibt mir die Gelassenheit, Dinge hinzunehmen, die ich nicht ändern kann. Die Wut, Dinge zu ändern, die ich ändern kann.
the what? Is this how he gets involved?
He just wanted to help.
Tronte, es gibt hier was du sehen solltest.
Okay, so that's how.
Es geht deinen Sohn.
Look.
Wie ist es?
Oh, and who's...
Helge? No?
No. Ooh, Claudia.
Tronte,
Claudia.
es gibt eine Menge, das ich euch erklären muss.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so she recruits them, not Noah.
Uns bleibt nicht viel Zeit.
Much time before what?
Before they have to find him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the forest. Okay, well, we actually got some answers.
Straight away.
Wow. I asked the question at the beginning there, like how do these two actually get involved in this? And
There
voila,
it was.
they showed us.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Never getting any freaking sleep.
Wusste was?
Der Junge aus der Zukunft. Du wusstest es.
Must have been very weird for her as well if she ever like saw Mikkel in present day.
Warum hast du es dann nicht verhindert?
Ich wusste nicht, dass er sich das Leben nimmt.
Aber du hättest Mikkel retten können. Ich habe jetzt noch eine Oma und die ist Direktorin an meiner Schule. Ihr Mann, der nebenbei meine Mutter fickt, sucht seinen Sohn, der mein Vater ist. Vor ein paar Tagen habe ich meine Tante geküsst.
Ich glaube, dass die Dinge, egal wie unnormal und wie seltsam sie uns erscheinen, aus einem Grund passieren. Wer sind wir, Gott zu spielen?
Ich will einfach nur, dass alles wieder normal ist.
Mein Name ist Egon Tiedem.
What the fuck is gonna happen to...
My only aim is to take many lives. The more, the better I feel.
Sind Sie Satanist?
Satanist? Nein, ich bin Polizist. Es ist ein Song aus den 80ern. Ich kann Ihnen jetzt schon verraten, Sie werden ihn nicht mögen. Er lebt noch. Er muss noch leben, sonst wären die beiden Kinder nicht tot.
Wo ist er jetzt? Wo ist er jetzt?
Ich kann das ändern. Sollst du eigentlich schon oder kam das erst später, nachdem deine Frau dich verlassen hat und du gemerkt hast, wie jämmerlich und erbärmlich du bist?
Is he... Like, how the hell is he gonna get... Is he ever going to get out of that situation?
Mich anlügen, mit meiner Freundin rummachen. Du bist ein krankes Stück Scheiße. Genau wie dein Vater.
Oh yeah.
Is it always raining in this shit town? Nobody wants to wear like a raincoat? Except Jonas?
Seid ihr bescheuert?
Lass dich hier nie wieder blicken, Mann. Verpiss dich!
He's been through so much.
You can't explain it to them, so they're just gonna hate him for it. Okay, now I'm fairly certain that's Jonas, because they, yeah.
Hätten Sie mir nicht gezeigt, wie der Apparat in der Zukunft aussieht, dann hätte ich ihn nicht so bauen können. Ein Paradoxon. Was ist das?
137 CS.
Oh.
Ein radioaktives Isotop von Cäsium.
Warum haben Sie sich entschlossen, mir doch zu helfen?
Warum? Das ist ein großes Wort. Wie es ist in der Zukunft?
Ich hoffe, morgen schon anders als heute.
I'm very curious about the future as well, like where older version of Jonas is from. I think older is there. Yep.
Kann ich Ihnen helfen? Alles, was Noah sagt, ist eine Lüge. Er ist nicht auserwählt. Du bist nicht auserwählt. Er will die Welt nicht vor dem Bösen retten. Er ist das Böse.
Du musst aufhören!
Didn't really go as planned.
Ich muss aufhören.
Ich habe noch was in der Schule vergessen. Mach dir keine Sorgen, es wird alles gut, Mama.
What is he going to do? Is this when he leaves?
Noch ein paar Stunden, dann ist es vorbei. Mats wird leben.
Glaubst du? Was passiert nach heute?
Nach heute ist alles neu.
Okay. Interesting.
Aber wenn es Gott nicht gibt, warum glauben wir dann an eine Lüge?
Weil wir jede Lüge dem Schmerz vorziehen. Nichts ist umsonst. Kein Atemzug, kein Schritt, kein Wort, das nichts von den grauenvollen Dingen, die uns widerfahren, umsonst sein soll. Dass sie uns zu dem machen, was wir sind. Dein Schmerz hat dich gemacht, Helge. Aber er hat keine Macht mehr über dich.
Wer ist der Nächste?
Jonas Kahnwald.
her mind must just have gone like, ooh.
Du willst nicht reden? Ich bin dir weit vor Reden.
Oh shit, is he gonna be able to grab Mikkel and get the fuck out of there?
Oh
No! What? Oh. Fuck.
So, is he the one that's gonna work?
Angst zu haben.
Hey, hey, was soll das?
Oh, wait.
Was ist das hier? Warum haben Sie mich eingesperrt?
Das war nicht ich. Das war Noah. Kein DeLorean, kein Zischen und Dampfen. Die erste Zeitmaschine ist ein Bunker mit 4 Wänden. Allerdings funktioniert sie noch nicht ganz.
Wer sind Sie?
Weißt du das nicht? Ich bin du. Mein Name ist Jonas Kahnwald. Alles, was du erlebst, habe ich bereits erlebt.
Ich will, dass der ganze kranke Scheiß aufhört!
Das willst du immer noch. 33 Jahre später. Ich will das immer noch. Ich habe Dinge gesehen, die kein Mensch jemals sehen sollte. Es tut mir leid.
Warte. Hey! Hey!
Well, at least he knows that he's going to survive this. We know that, but still, fuck. What? Who? Wow.
How the fuck did he survive that?
Did he do it to himself? You know, like his older self? He done. Tried to kill himself and then did no? Oh well, it did, but did you know, wrong self.
Ältere Jonas wird das Loch zerstören, aber was er nicht weiß, ist, dass er der Auslöser dafür sein wird, dass es überhaupt existiert. Ein Paradoxon. Er denkt, er sei der Erlöser. Aber Claudia hat ihn belogen. Und draußen gibt es 2 Gruppen, die um die Vorherrschaft über das Reisen durch die Zeit kämpfen. Licht und Schatten. Wir gehören zum Licht. Vergiss das nicht. Wir werden den Menschen aus seiner Unmündigkeit befreien. Von seinem Schmerz. Aber du musst stark sein.
Good God, he knows a lot. Who the hell is he?
Carve out a living in the cold at the outskirts of Sun City. A quiet life.
Whoa, what?
A quiet life.
So they just switched places? Holy shit. Just went post-apocalyptic on us. Damn.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. We love post-apocalyptic stuff.
Hey du! Hey du! Runter auf den Boden!
Willkommen in der Zukunft.
Don't.
No.
Oh. Yep, I definitely don't have like fewer questions. Oh, why? What? Oh, cliffhanger? Really? Damn it.
Well,
Well, where to begin?
let's just begin with the end.
Yes, that was a cliffhanger. Fuck, welcome to the
And-
future.
Yeah. Welcome to the future, indeed.
And it is a post-apocalyptic looking future with
Hover helicopters and
yeah, or like drone looking helicopters, more like drone technology in a way. At least it looked more like a big ass drone.
But isn't it called like hover when it does the?
Oh yeah. It's just just looks like a drone you would find nowadays, just way bigger. And then we have a bunch of people dressed like something out of something out of Fallout, and they look kind of like battle hardened and beaten up, and there's like destroyed cars, and everything looks run down, and the nuclear power plant is just
destroyed.
Yeah, it's you can see it's something definitely happened.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, whatever blew up the power plant and just fucked up the entire future, that very well might be, you know, what happened, what future Jonas did, what Noah said, that he was doing it to, you know, destroy the hole, but it actually what creates the black hole. And apparently after this happens, you know, that's what Tonte said, that everything will be new.
Yeah.
So is this the new time that we get into, like this, like from 2019 and onwards, the world is just in shambles and it's post-apocalyptic and every man for themselves, or it's these two factions, the light and the shadow, that that Noah talked about. Yeah. Way more questions now than we started this episode. God damn it. Yeah, so that's where we ended up, at least. And then a heck of a lot happened during the episode.
Yeah,
but
and we saw more like some real science fiction, like both with there was in the start there was this rift that was created.
Yeah, it just
where
opened.
Mass fell out, so we know how he could still be alive when, or not be alive, but how he could have died within 30 minutes.
Yeah, we know now how he got transported from 86 to 2019, and we know now how Charlotte's husband got involved in this, and Tonte by you know, he called him and it's like, well, I found your son. Shit.
Yeah.
And then Claudia showed up, and she's been pulling the strings for a while, but apparently she doesn't know nearly as much as Noah is, like, or we are led to believe, at least, that she doesn't know what's like as much of what's going on as Noah does, because he seems like almost omnipotent, but like at this point, like, he knows everything.
Yeah, and it's we saw Helge speak with himself, like the old Helge.
Yeah,
and,
telling him,
yeah,
you have to stop.
Yeah, and he also said that Noah was lying, and Noah is evil.
Yes.
So when they had this talk about lies and pain, and
well, that's obviously not when Helge realizes that he's evil. So that must happen like way after that. And I'm just, I'm curious about that.
So they have this talk about like lies and pain and how we believe in a lie. Or in this case, it's the lie is God.
Yeah, because then we can avoid pain.
Yeah, and
that makes sense.
It makes sense, because
yes, of course.
The pain, of course, will be like death or the inevitable, the inescapable.
The pain of existing, just you know, like
But
existing with no like with no or existing with an end in sight. I'd rather say, like, that's a scary thought, of course. So it'll alleviate some of the pain if you truly believe that there's a life after death, that there's a meaning with all of this, there's a God that has a plan for you. That's very comforting. So it'll take away the pain, but it's not real. That's at least what he's saying.
But you just said existence is pain. And I'm pretty sure some French philosopher said that once, that existence is pain.
Yes.
And for the sole purpose that when we realize it's meaningless, we're gonna have a lot of pain. We're gonna feel a lot of pain because we know it's meaningless, and we're gonna go through life knowing that everything in the end is gonna be meaningless.
Yeah, that's how you become a nihilist, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why I'm a nihilist as well. So it just speaks a lot to me.
You know, everything's meaningful and all of that.
And if
good,
you believe,
comforting
good
stuff
for you.
is,
Really. I'm not gonna say whether there's a God or whether
No.
We're
not gonna get into that at all.
Like, it's just I really like when shows and TV shows and series and
any kind of medium, really.
Yeah, when they ponder upon this, because it's quite an interesting theory, really, and all things about belief and
and the whole thing about life after death, because that's a thing that's very hard to ever experiment with or anything, like trying to figure out, because you can't just you can't talk to someone who's dead, so you don't know what happens after someone's dead. So it's just,
is there nirvana? Do our spirits live
on in some sort of spirit realm? Call it heaven, call it
limbo.
Whatever, limbo. It's that's at least something
it's interesting.
Yeah.
And what I think is more interesting about like the whole death and the inescapable is the exact opposite. It's like life, in how this belief can affect us and our lives and the choices we make, and the whole philosophy that's stemming from this ground anxiety of dying, like, because that's the thing. We are biologically programmed to give as far as we can, as well as possible, and then give away our DNA, or reproduce.
Survive and reproduce, and we can only reproduce if we survive. So and that's, you hear it a lot, like survival instinct. That's a real thing. Like if we feel threatened, if we feel like, oh shit, we're gonna die, our survival instinct will kick in, and we will do anything we can to stay alive. So that's just in us.
It's just human nature, really. So all these
philosophical questions and ponderings. It's very interesting to talk about,
and
especially because there's no clear-cut answer, and that makes it so much more fun to talk about.
And when you then mix it up with a little bit of time traveling, because then you can suddenly take back things, and you can suddenly change courses,
and that's what makes this story very interesting and confusing as well. But that's it's a big part of it. And you brought up the time travel stuff and the effects and all that, and we got to see some of it in this episode, like for the first time, some of this like really out there sci-fi fantasy stuff, where it's like, whoa, that's a black hole right there, or that's a rift, or that's an opening. That's not natural at all. So it was fun to get into more of that, the fantasy realm, at least.
It's just I also wrote one of the first things I wrote was like, Jonas is fucked, because we get like this was pretty much, I think, like Jonas' episode, like if we have to assign an episode to someone,
this was a very
every episode to someone, this is very much like Jonas' episode, very
Jonas centric.
And of course we got confirmed that he's a stranger.
Yes.
And it's just this duality with light and shadow, and how everything is kind of connected. And
and there's this fight between good and evil, and like we've heard a lot of this before, and it's used in many other stories.
And it's the whole the beginning is the end, and like this whole omnivorous, like he's biting his tail, and how everything is like this. He's creating the circle even though he's trying to close it.
Yes.
So
and that's the whole that's the paradox of it all.
Yeah, and that's I just think it was very clear, very apparent in this episode, and I think it was somewhat beautifully conveyed. The whole Jonas breakdown. I think he had like a breakdown.
Yeah, a lot of good acting going on in this episode.
I really think,
actually, a lot of the characters they really had something. They got something to work with, of course, because they all had some scenes where they either broke down or cried, and like a lot to work with there. And it was
And I love all of the what's it called? All the conversation that happens between this guy Tannhaus, the guy with the watchmaker.
Yes, all of the conversations with him involving him has been very interesting, and
really
you really
interesting,
need to pay attention whenever he's on screen.
Yeah, I've been loving every second of his conversations, because he's almost the one producing or just explaining these paradoxes, and really
he's still a pawn, but he's a pawn that can create apparently these machines or these objects that you need to kickstart the whole thing in a way, end it and kickstart it. And so he's very instrumental in this thing, even though it seems like he's just a pawn so far.
Yeah, but also with this whole duality, I just think it was very nicely conveyed as well in the conversation between Ines and Mikkel, when he was showing the whole trick with the sugar cube. When he said like maybe he was human, maybe he was a Schmetterling, maybe he was both.
Maybe he was both, and then there were two sugar cubes.
Yeah, and I just think this whole duality with with everything, like creating the beginning is the end, and you have the light and the dark and everything, and maybe we're just a little bit of both, or maybe we can both shape our past with our future and our future with our past. And it's like, I don't know, it's just I think it's these this duality has been very much was beautifully conveyed
in this one, and in this series, just
in
so
general,
far,
and of course we got a lot of answers, but Jesus, we got
a lot of new questions as well. I can't help but like wonder with because we talked about, like in the last video, we talked about this idea of, even though you're doing something for the right reasons, then the way you get there and stuff like that, it can be muddled and difficult to I was just thinking, like, in terms of Jonas, like, he has like future Jonas. He has very good intentions, of course, because he wants to close the hole, but he inadvertently starts the whole thing. So he's actually very much at fault here, but he's doing it out of love, like the strongest feeling there is, as we talked about before. It's because he just wants everything to go back to the way it was, because he wants to save the people that he loves, and he wants to save. And Sorry. So it just struck me that it was this whole thing about good and bad, and trying to do good even though you might end up doing bad, and it's just because he has good intentions, and he's doing something that ends up just causing this whole damn mess. And then we take someone like Noah, who seems like he has good intentions as well. Like, he keeps on insisting that he's the good guy, they're the light, and they are saving the world from evil, but the way that he gets there, like his means, we haven't seen the end result yet. But
he's also commenting on this himself with his conversation with Bartos.
He knows what he's doing is horrible.
Yeah, but he says like, I know it's wrong, but we are the light, and we have to do this.
Yeah, we have to work in the shadows sometimes.
Or else, Claudia and the shadow will win.
Yes,
victorious. We have to play in the long run. We have to do this.
Yeah,
and it's just, I think it's amazing. And one thing that I worry about is usually sometimes when we have these very intricate and very finely detailed TV series, because of they have to like be renewed and for seasons and stuff, then suddenly everything when it becomes way too intricate, it starts to take and take shortcuts and not be very well explained, or there are plot holes or something like that. And I just really hope that these guys have been planning the whole thing out from the beginning, so everything is connected and everything is gonna be there's not gonna be any plot holes. It's gonna be like a solid plot. It's not gonna because I think that has happened a lot with other TV series. And
like one of the best examples I have, at least, is I'm not sure if you were going to say the same one, but Heroes.
Exactly the same.
To me, at least, like the problem with the series Heroes was that it started out like the first season, like extremely intriguing, great plot, great characters, very mysterious, and there are a lot going on, very layered, and you were like asking questions all the way through. And then we got to the end of season 1, and it was like, whoa, when we got to this whole, I don't even remember what it really was, but I just remember it was an ending, but then they still started something new. So it clearly, to me, Heroes, they had the whole season 1 planned. They had a whole story, start and ending. And then they got renewed for a second season, and they were like, okay, we have to come up with more. Fuck. And then they just started spitballing from there, and things just didn't make sense when you got further into the seasons, and all these actors playing different, like the same actor playing different roles throughout, and it just got, it was a mess.
Explanations for like not resurrections, but resurrections.
Yeah.
And
it just
changes in
it just seemed like they didn't know where they were going as soon as they got past season 1. So that's what we're saying with this, is we just hope that they know where they're going, and they don't end up in a place at some point where they're like, oh fuck, we thought that we're gonna be done by this point, so we don't know where to go from here, but let's just try. Because we're enjoying it so much, and it seems like there's a plan with it all. And it's written out, and it's planned and all that. So we just wanted to continue like this.
and I just think I really like this so much, and it has so much potential still, and I just don't want to see it go to waste. And it's just, I would hate to, or if it makes like a Game of Thrones or something, that it's just collapsing in the end, and it's just
and we're not saying that you can't enjoy like the last season of Game of Thrones or Heroes all the way through. Of course you can. It's just, for us personally, it kind of fell apart, or those series kind of fell apart. And what we're saying is that we hope the same won't happen to Dark, because we're really enjoying it.
We hope the quality is just gonna
stay or go up. It's that's
if it's even possible.
Yeah, exactly. In general, just very intrigued, and we're looking so much forward to season 2 when we start that eventually. So yeah, do you have anything else to add to this finale of season 1 of Dark?
No, I'm just looking forward to where this leads. Post-apocalyptic. It's
we love that stuff. It's
Yeah, so-
there's a lot of good stories to tell in that realm, be it Fallout.
Looking forward
or,
to their
Mad
their
Max.
take on the future.
Yes, very much so. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.